Well, good evening, everyone. This is Bill Breeden. Welcome to Constellation Tour number 79. Tonight we're going to go over the southern celestial hemisphere constellation Dorado, the Goldfish. Dorado is located near the south celestial pole, between the southern part of Doradus, the river, and Carina, the keel. Dorado is best viewed all year, since it is a circumpolar constellation. Southern circumpolar constellation, that is. So we have Stellarium set up tonight for viewing from Buenos Aires with a 60-degree true field of view, simulating what you would see with the unaided eye, looking south. Let's see, we're going to look south here. And we have it set for April the 2nd of 2022 at about 8:48 p.m. So how do we go about finding the goldfish, Dorado the goldfish? All right, it's going to be a little tricky, but I think we can get through this. These southern constellations are new to me, so I'm kind of figuring this out right along with you. So we're going to start by looking a little bit to the west and look up a little higher, and let's look for Orion. Orion is always a good signpost. And this time of year, from the southern hemisphere, Orion is laying on his side, with Betelgeuse over to the right and Rigel to the left. Now, we're looking for three stars in particular, looking in the west-southwest here. We're looking for Rigel, which would be the bottom part of Orion. And we're looking for Achernar, which is way down here. Now, why are we looking for those two? Because we want to sort of get an idea of where Doradus, the river, is. And Doradus starts at Rigel and winds its way down to Achernar. This is where it ends. So once we have found Achernar, then we're going to look for Canopus, right here, the second brightest star in the sky. Okay? And let me see if I can do this from memory. Dorado is sort of between Achernar and Canopus. So we've got all this sky here between these two stars, and we're looking for the goldfish. Let's see, we have a triangle of stars here. I'm trying to remember if that's it. Let's see. Yeah, that's Delta Doradus. So this is Dorado, this area here. So you want to look for this triangle of stars, and then these stars coming out here. This makes up Dorado, the goldfish. Another thing you can do if you have dark enough skies is look for the large Magellanic Cloud, which is right here. And part of the large Magellanic Cloud resides within the constellation of Dorado. So let's turn on our constellation lines. Okay, I was going a little bit the wrong way. These three stars here are correct, but Dorado continues down in this direction. Here, let's see. Yeah, so instead of coming out this way, Dorado's actually going this direction. Right here. And here's Canopus up here, part of Carina. And here's Achernar down here, which is the end of the river Doradus. So right between Canopus and Achernar, you'll find Dorado, the goldfish. A little bit tricky to find. If I ever get a chance to go down south, I will definitely have a star chart with me. Okay, so let's put up the constellation boundaries. And you can see here's Canopus here, which is part of Carina. And Dorado is all of this area here outlined. So it's kind of a goofy shaped constellation when you look at the boundaries. But it's this area here. This is the fish. And as you can see here, here's the South Celestial Pole right here within octans. Excuse me. So with Dorado being so close to the South Celestial Pole, if you're in most locations below the equator, Dorado will be a circumpolar constellation. It will be up all year. Okay, let's take a look at the mythical figures and kind of get an idea of where we are. Here's Dorado, the goldfish, right here. So here's that triangle of stars here, and this star here is, and this is the eye, this is the fin here. And here's how we went about finding it. Here's Orion's foot, that would be Rigel, and here's Doradus, the river, going all the way around here and finally ending at Achernar, or Alpha Eridani. And once you've located Achernar and Canopus up here, look for the fish between the two. Okay, there are no real bright stars in Dorado. Let's see what we do have here. Here, there's Beta Doradus, and I have that on my list as a variable star. It's magnitude 3.7. Here's Zeta Doradus, Delta Doradus, and that's not a bear named star. That's interesting. And Gamma Doradus. So let's see the boundaries again. See, it looks like this one and this one are the brightest two stars. So that's Beta and Gamma. Maybe there is no Alpha. Delta. Gamma. Okay. So is there no Alpha star in this constellation? Oh, there it is. I just missed it. So there's Alpha Doradus. Magnitude 3.6. Doesn't give a distance. Very interesting. Okay, well, before we proceed any further, let's go to a darker site. And from a darker site, it's probably easiest to just look for the large Magellanic Cloud rather than the way I showed you, but the way I showed you would still work. Here's Rigel, here's Doradus, the river, and ending at Achernar. And then if you go up to Canopus, you'll find the fish here between the two. You can always just look for the large Magellanic Cloud as well. As you can see, part of the large Magellanic Cloud is within Dorado. So let's start with that. Let's take a look at the Large Magellanic Cloud, or LMC for short. See if we can get Stellarium to select it. There we go. The Large Magellanic Cloud does not have an NGC catalog number, and it is not a Messier object since Charles Messier couldn't see it from his location in France. The Large Magellanic Cloud is a satellite galaxy of the Milky Way that lies 163,000 light years away. So it's interesting. It's pretty much beyond the realm of globular clusters. but not nearly as far away as other galaxies. Even the Andromeda Galaxy is 2.5 million light years away. So this is far closer than that. Its magnitude is 0.9, which basically makes it a first magnitude object. So it doesn't look as bright as a first magnitude star because its light is spread out. So let's look at the Large Magellanic Cloud through the finder. And that would really be the way to look at it. It's such a large object. Its size is given as 9 degrees on the sky, which is incredibly big. The outer circle here in our Telrad is 4 degrees, and you can see that it extends in all directions way beyond that. So it's given with a size on the sky as actually it's bigger than that. It's 10 degrees by 9 degrees. So it's probably 10 degrees this way and 9 degrees this way. So we can use an eyepiece, but at that point you're just looking at small parts of it at a time. Let's go with our lowest power, and even at lowest power it just fills the field. So if you're gonna look at the LMC using an eyepiece, use your lowest power and pan around. Yeah, you'll want to use it to kind of explore the LMC. Let's see if we have some binoculars in here. There we go. Here's some 15 by 70 binoculars, giving us an actual field of view of 4.4 degrees. So even with binoculars, you're not seeing the whole thing. That's incredible. Okay, I've got another NGC. I've got an NGC object here that's quite popular. It's NGC 2070, the Tarantula Nebula. Looks like it's just above the Large Magellanic Cloud. It's also called the 30 Doradus cluster, or the 30 Doradus Nebula. And the Tarantula Nebula is this knot area within the Large Magellanic Cloud. So here's a view of it through your finder, and this would actually look pretty good through binoculars or through a very low power eyepiece. Here's a view through 15 by 70 binoculars. And here's a really good view of the Tarantula Nebula through a 24 millimeter eyepiece. It's listed as magnitude 7.2, 170,000 light years from Earth, which is about the same distance as the Large Magellanic Cloud itself. So is this part of the Large Magellanic Cloud? I would say it is. This is fascinating. I wish I was really there. Okay, I've got another NGC to look for while we're in the area, and that is NGC 1850. And again, this looks like it's very close to the Large Magellanic Cloud. This is also known as the Southern Double Cluster. So let's have a look at it through an eyepiece. And you can see, this looks like one of them, but you can see that there's two here. I'm sure it looks a lot better through a real telescope than what the simulation can give us. Here's the view through 15 by 70 binoculars, and you can see the clusters here side by side. It's a distance of 171,000 light years. So again, part of the Large Magellanic Cloud. You're actually seeing deep sky objects from within a neighboring galaxy. Okay, Dorado is also home to a supernova, the most well-known supernova in the sky, and that's Supernova 1987A. And it looks like it's just below the Tarantula Nebula. Yeah, so it's this little pinpoint right here, just below the Tarantula Nebula, which is right here. Supernova 1987A gets its name from the year that it was spotted. This part of the sky brightened significantly suddenly in 1987, and it was dubbed Supernova 1987A. Okay, well, this wraps up my tour of the constellation Dorado. Good night and good seeing.